Whenever we think of slow cooking, we instantly think about winter comfort food. Smelling those amazing aromas of your evening meal cooking away while you're relaxing at home, or out socializing with friends and your dinner's ready for you when you get home. There's a wide variety of cuts that are absolutely perfect for a slow cooker. The reason they're perfect is because they come from the part of the animal that does a lot of work. So they've got a lot of connective tissue between the muscle fibers, which gives them a far firmer texture than your traditional grilling cuts like your tenderloin or your ribeye. So let's have a look at a few of those cuts that do have that firmer texture, but the slow cooking method will turn them into an absolute hero, melt in your mouth dish. The first is the top side. So the top side is great. You can either do it as a whole piece within your slow cooker with some amazing flavors, or you can dice it and have it as a beautiful stew or casserole or a curry. Now this cut is from the brisket. The brisket is great done as a full chunk. While the brisket has got quite a lot of connective tissue as well that will break down during the cooking process, it's also got this beautiful amount of fat that will render down and just add that extra bit of flavor to your meal. The next cut we'll look at is the oyster blade. Now, while the oyster blade is a really good cut of meat for grilling, so it does well on a barbecue, but it's also great for slow cooking. This piece of sinew that runs through the center of the oyster blade here breaks down during the slow cooking process and becomes gelatinous and gives it a beautiful flavor and texture throughout the whole meal. Now this next guy is my absolute favorite, the ossobuco. It's perfect for Italian dishes. It's basically a bone-in shank, and the shank muscle is like our calf muscle, for example. So the bone adds absolutely beautiful flavor to the dish and breaks down so that you might actually be lucky enough to pull a little bit of bone marrow out of it after the cook. There is a lot of sinew within this cut, but again, the slow cooking method will break down that sinew beautifully, make it gelatinous, and give it a beautiful, soft, gentle texture. The last one we'll look at is the chuck. The chuck comes from the forequarter of the animal and again does a lot of work as the animal moves around on a daily basis. And the chuck makes a beautiful pot roast in your slow cooker, or you can dice it into fairly large chunks to make a perfect casserole or stew. Slow cooking is such a popular cook method across the world that you don't have to be limited by your imagination with global flavors. From a Moroccan tagine to an Indian curry to an Italian ossobuco, these cuts will perform beautifully and you can let your imagination run wild.